Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode um, of my channel. So, today I would like to tell you more about Metano and Emacs and the text user interface cloud dev environment. Okay, so the first thing to do is to type Motane and open this repo. And in this repo, you will find a dev container that is already configured to do all you need to do in data engineering. So you can check the actions. You see that there is a workflow, and this workflow is pre-building a GitHub code space for you. And it's very important that you don't fork this project and start the code space from your fork, at least at the beginning, because the build takes 27 minutes. And so if you fork it and you start the code space immediately, probably you need to wait 27 minutes either for the pre-build to happen or for the build to happen when you start the code space. So for the first time, it's better to start from here. There is a shortcut where you can start here a code space, but I prefer to use the CLI. So in this case, the command would be GitHub codespace create name of the repo and then the hardware. So that would mean uh, the smallest EC2 instance. Actually, no, it's not EC2 instance. The smallest code space that you can have, that is the 32 gigabyte. Yeah, so the first thing I will do is to check my house status. I'm logged with 3 different accounts, and I will use this one. So I will use this one here. Let me use another tool. Uh, Okay, so I will use this account here. Okay. Yeah, so right now it's not activated. So the command is GitHub auth switch, I think, and then we select this. This is my private account. So if I do GitHub codespace list, I guess, there are no code spaces. Then let me copy the command here. And okay, so the code space now is starting. I will exit J locally. Now I'm in Western full screen, and I will SSH the code space. It says you have only one code space. This is the name. Connect, and it will take 30 seconds. Under the hood, Microsoft is starting a virtual machine. They don't use Kubernetes, I read. do use Kubernetes, so every code space runs in a virtual machine with just Docker, and you can have Docker, Kubernetes, um, all the goodies. So okay, now we are in the container. I will start SailJ. This is just an alias, so we can quickly start a different session. I will start my session, and then um, I can check what is here. Okay, so here is the workspace of data engineering. So it's exactly this repo, but of course is you have a token now. So if we say and pipe token, so this token here will expire after we kill the code space, and that's how you can do operation. Um, so with this token, it's not equivalent to a token created manually, like a personal token, because this token has a smaller scope in terms, not in terms of scopes, because that's a little misleading scope with two meanings. But the thing is that out of the box, if we open Emacs, um, so what you need to do here takes some time the first time, but then it's much faster. Mhm. So if you look at the JSON, so this is the JSON file. There are no repos in this code space, in this dev container definition. So to add repos, you need to add here entries that are the repos and the permission you need, like write all. And so in this case, you can only read from this repo. Now, how can we make a commit? Maybe it's better that I show you this. So you need to go to settings, then you go to developer settings, then you go to token, and then you generate a new classic token. Then it will ask you for the multi-factor authentication. So let's do it. Okay, so this would be this account. So 038 735. Okay, so this is for, let's call this session OBS recording. Let's put it just 7 days, but I mean, I will delete it after the recording the session. So here you need to give repo, workflow is always good. Read organization is always good. Gist can be useful sometimes. And code space. I mean, I don't think I will start code space from the code space itself, but nevertheless. Now you generate this token, okay? And you copy this token, and where do you put this token? Well, so we said now it will have to compile a vterm. Just a sec. Okay, so if we say env file set, then we filter token, and then we copy this. Okay. then you need to keep in mind that um, so there is a fish file, and here you can say set dash gx, then paste this, then go to here one more time, and then paste. Okay, so that's how you do environment variable in fish. Now you save, then you exit. Yeah, you can kill the vterm, and now you can do make install, and now I have this token, you know, and if we need to kill Emacs, and the reason is that Emacs is client server. So what Emacs does, it creates a snapshot of your environment variable, right? So we need to kill Emacs because we are overriding the token of the code space that can only read one repo with a personal token that can read and write any repo in our personal account. So we kill Emacs, we kill J. Now we are in the bash. So if we do doom sync, actually we need to do J. So we do, I would say here you can do J kill all just to be on the safe side, delete all, and then you delete all the sessions. Now you do J, the alias, you start the session again, then you do doom sync. Okay, you see he has created a new environment variable, environment file with all the environment variable. And if we do GitHub auth status, it says GitHub personal token. So GHP is the prefix um, here, is the prefix for personal token. Okay, so very good. I think the next step is to create a repo. Oh, I don't know. Is there a shortcut in GitHub to create a repo? Anyway, so now we can really do a fork. So what we can do, we can go to Motain, Codespace. Okay, okay, so this one, and then what we can do is fork. So I will fork it in my personal account and copy only the main branch. Yeah, I agree. So now we create the fork, right? And what we need to do now in Emacs, I mean, we could do in Magit, but maybe I will do it in, I will do it here. I think there is a command to set the origin. So git remote dash v. Now it's saying this, but I can change it with, don't remember the command. Actually, I can search in my history, git remote set URL origins. Okay, so git remote set URL origins is the command. So what I will do here, I will copy this, then I will close this, and here I will set the command, then I will go here, and I mean, just as a precaution, I write also the username, because when you have multiple account in GitHub with a token, I have to be honest. Now I'm starting to think that maybe SSH is better because you have one private key and public key, and you copy the public key to all the GitHub accounts, and you don't need to change the URL every time with the. But if you use like me in this case the token, because in the end you need the token because okay, Git pull and push you can do it with the SSH key, but I think the GitHub CLI needs the token to do code space operation. So, but there you have the switch command. So here I set this, okay, and now let's try to make a commit. Oh, there is already some difference, so let's use Emacs to check the differences. Okay, now it's starting. I could do. To be honest, I don't know how to check the environment with Emacs, but let's see. So space GG is the command. Ah, okay, so this is the token. I mean, that's not a great commit to commit the token itself. What can we change in this repo? Um, so here you have the dot files. I don't know. Um, Maybe just the readme, just to keep it simple. We write here, this is the first um, fork of this repo. Okay, so now we save. Let's try if we can commit. So in Magit, very, very, very good. I mean, Magit is really a killer feature of Emacs. So I can stage, so first of all, I can see what is about, then I can stage this change, then I press CC, and in CC, then I write, feature, uh, yeah, small change to the README. There is an important thing if you, okay, I don't have this here, but yeah, I will tell you another time. Okay, so here I have the commit, I save, okay, I don't have that. I save here, then Control C, Control C, Git is done, and now it tells me, here it tells me that I am in main with a feature, and then I have merge, and this that they have, um, you know, they are there in the previous commit. So if I check, I see here, this is my commit, and this is the commit in the GitHub version of the repo. Okay, so I could to quit, and then I P, and I push, then I refresh, and you can see that here we have the commit, and this was possible because we created this token that is a personal token that overrides the token of the code space that is only is only read-only. Now you can continue to make modification, and let me see. Let's do another commit, okay, and let's see what happens. So if we open here and we open the JSON file of the dev container, we will fake a commit switching the order of this feature with this feature, okay? And I will tell you why later in a minute. Now, as before, space GG, check what you have changed, CC. No, I didn't stage this. So I stage the dev container, and then CC, oops, CC, feature trigger the build action of the code space. And I'm not sure that it will start. Actually, we need to go in settings, code space. There is no set pre-build. Okay, so it will not work. But we can set it up. And okay, so in this, that is the personal. I think you will have to put the credit card because it will have some cost. Okay, but the setting we use is that when the configuration changes, so it means that the dev container.json changes, then run a pre-build that it takes 30 minutes so that when you start the container to do development, it will take only 30 seconds. Now, every push doesn't make sense because this repo that creates the code space, the dev container that is used by the code space is actually containing also the doc files, and the doc files are they are added after the container is started. So there is the build phase of the dev container, and then there is the run post. It's called the post run. So it's better to do configuration change so that you don't trigger unnecessary builds. Then we do it only in Europe West because we are in Europe West. And then we keep only one version, it's more than enough. And then we need to select the branch that is only main. And then the configuration file. So every time this configuration file changes, it will trigger a build. So that's why you need to, I explain later. Okay, so now we create this and does it trigger an action? Yes, it triggers an action because there was no pre-build, but that's okay. Now, you will see that if I change, if I modify the README, so let me do the, wait, quit. So let me modify the README. Okay, so README, I remove this, okay? So after I remove this, I go here, I unstage this, I stage only the README, okay? So this is what we remove the line. Then we commit and revert the README, right? Now I save, then Control C, Control C, and then I push. Okay, now you will see that in the code space, I have a new commit, but the action, the action triggered the another build. That's strange. Why the README triggers another build? How did I set up the code space? Main code space. When configuration change, associated files. Okay, but the README it should not be an associated file. Well, no idea why he has added another build. Feature revert. Let's try to understand why. So the commit is this. Okay. So I committed actually this because I didn't notice, but I didn't unstage everything I was supposed to unstage. Did I? Okay, so it makes sense. I thought I was committing the README. Actually, I committed the dev container JSON. Okay. Let me unstage everything. Okay, nothing is staged now. So the index now is free. So now I stage the README. Okay. And then I commit this. Okay, the README, now it makes sense. Yeah, it says you have removed a file. So if I say feature, clean up the README, this one will not trigger a build. Okay. So commit, push, PPA is for push. I mean, Maggie, you are super fast. Okay, so let's go to the commits. These are the commits. Clean up the README. Let's open it. Okay, let's see the action. No action was created, right? So actually, I don't even know why he's trying to build this thing 2 times. Um, I should. I mean, in our repo is actually doing one build at a time. So here, I guess the default is that you can have 2 builds at a time, same time. But it doesn't make sense because if you have only one version of the code space, this, um, yeah, the last, I guess, will win. I don't know. Anyway, we can cancel this one because we didn't change anything special. But what can you do now? Now you are completely independent from the original repo. So you have a code space that is already configured to do Emacs. I will do another demo on how to do Python development with this code space. But now you are up and running to fork, wait 30 minutes, and then you can start the code space from here. Um, and It's interesting because he actually thinks that this okay, we have changed the remote, so now this is connected to this repo and not to the original one, so to the upstream. So if I go here and I check the code space, now I see it's the same thing. He doesn't care. Okay, I have no idea how it works under the hood, but you can see that no, is saying another branch. No, okay, now it makes sense. So it's saying this repo that has been forked, you don't have a code space, okay? But on another branch that is actually the upstream repo main, you have a code space that is running. That is the one on the left side. But after the build completes, here it will take 30 minutes. You will be able to start the code space from here. The button will appear, I guess. No, I think you need to create here. And this is starting the code space, but I think it will take 30 minutes because there is no pre-build. And actually, when you click plus, it creates a code space with VS Code in the browser. And here you have with options, and here you say main default project. I mean, there is only one dev container JSON, so you see only the default and the region and the number of cores. So these are the, and you have some hours, in your GitHub account every month. You have I don't know, 60 hours of code space that you can do. I'm curious because now if we go in code space, he says that this is starting, but I think you cannot SSH. So we can open a new terminal, GitHub CS SSH, and then it's the same, but it's starting. But I think it will take 30 minutes to start because now it's really building. Either is waiting for the action to complete or is building the container from scratch, and that will take 30 minutes. Now, maybe I can tell you more about the repo. So in the long story short, you need to go in dev container. Dev container, you have this file that is pretty straightforward. It says Use the Docker file if needed, but it's empty. Use 2 CPU by default, and then after the container starts, the dev container starts, run the post create make task. And then these are the features, Docker in Docker, Tailscale if you need to do the VPN, SSH so that you can SSH, and shallow clone true. I don't remember why we have put that. And then OF dev and OF. So these are local features that I will tell you. And this is to add the order so that yeah, you can develop things faster because these layers they will be cached by the build step, so you can focus on the development. And these are settings for tail scale, and I don't remember why we have put them. But the big provisioning is here. So in this feature, so this feature um, is a clone. I don't remember shallow clone what it does. I don't remember. Ah no, a shallow clone is a parameter of the feature itself. So what we are saying here is that this feature takes a parameter that is brew needs to be just one I mean a shallow clone. Don't do the full git pull. It takes forever. And then we go in local features. So this installs brew. So what he runs is this. So first he installs brew, and this we just copy the code from the official feature. But we decide to vendor it because we want to do everything in one shell script. And here we have to work a lot on this because it's not trivial. We were running out of open files, a lot of problems. But this is installing everything, and that's why it takes 30 minutes. Then in pip x installs Poetry Meltano. I mean, here we could put, for example, cookie cutter that is very useful. And here, what we are doing, we are installing Doom Emacs. And we don't know why, but after we do this command, we cannot do any other command. So we need to do another su. So this is the trick because you are root in this shell script during the build. And with this, we are becoming VS Code. That is the user that you have when you start the code space. And here we create the init because also the init takes 10 minutes. So when you do doom sync, that is the command to configure doom Emacs, when the init has a lot of packages and features like Python and so on and so forth, it will really take 10 minutes. So we do a run during the build, and here we do a sync. So install, we do it empty. So now I remember. So install needs to be doom install needs to be empty. Then there is create the init file. That is how you configure Doom Emacs, and then you do a Doom sync. That is also the same command to recreate the dev environment. And then here we do what? Oh, the dev container CLI. If you want to develop this container, maybe I will do a video on how the development happens. And we install also the Google SDK, and I don't remember. I think yeah, these three commands are just to install the um, and then it's done. So that's it. This is just used for development purposes, so it's empty. It doesn't do anything. And what else? And then there is the make, and the make post create is this one. So what he will do, he will say, if I am in Codespace, go to this file, and this file is fixing a lot of things so that they don't work out of the box in the Codespace. of Microsoft. They break the U mask, no idea why. But then, long story short, um, you have these dot files. You have Atwin, the bash, dir environment to Emacs, the fish, Git. Lazy Git we don't use it anymore because now we use Magit, Starship, and SediJ. So these are all the. So you can enter in any of these. You can see the configuration we use. Yeah, you can do JS mode, um, JS mode. Yeah, so this is the configuration we use, for example, in SediJ, and you can modify it, and then you can go to make file. You just do make install, and we'll copy the config file that you have just modified. Or you can do the backup if you modify in your home and then you want to save it in the repo. So very convenient, make backup, make install to save your configuration, and then post create that is fixing a lot of things, and then eventually is running make install somewhere, I guess. It fixes, then run parts. So we need to go to this one. And I think here there is make install somewhere. Yeah, it's here. So this is the make install. So install the dot files. Um, and yes, this is yeah, this I should remove them because you don't have access to these repos. So actually, I guess the build broke. Okay, to check the build, what you need to do, you go in workspace, then you go to Codespace, and then there is the creation log. And I think, yeah, here you see the errors. So what happened here is that um, I will explain that. So there is an environment variable that is used to configure Atwin, where you need to put your credential so that you can share the history between Codespaces. But this is not configured in your version. It's only configured when we use it in OneFootball. And then what happens here, there are other errors that I will fix after this video because he's trying to clone some repos that actually you don't have the token to complete them. And but the thing is that because they are at the last step, it's not a big deal. Also, oh, what does he do here? He does prompt and exit on error. So echo and also exit on error. So it does Atwin. So this command fails for sure, but because I think there is a pipe, it continues because I don't know. I think the bash. Yeah, this is the tech. So here we are saying if you set this environment variable to your Atwin login, then it will do the login for you. Then it will do a force sync, so it will download all the history from the Atwin cloud, and then it does a doom sync, and that's why I think this doom sync was not called before. So if we open the creation log, is the doom sync called doom sync? No, doom sync is not called. Is it? No, it's called. So what it means? I see why. So this is the doom sync of the build step, but the doom sync, the other doom sync that is actually Atwin sync, this gives error, right? And this is the post create, and because it gives error, nothing is executed after that. So I need to fix this. So yeah, then now it makes sense. Okay, I see. I need to change the order there. Um, oh, sorry. So here we need to move this Atwin sync. This has to be here. I will do a new release. This has to be here because Atwin will fail, and also we can remove this. But this is how we do. We clone the repo, and then we do make setup, and every repo uses the make setup command task in makefile to download dependency and set the environment for the memory, so that you can go to these three projects and do directly run the test, and they will run because everything has been configured. Okay, so a lot of information to recap. Um, Here we have talked about the code space. There is a lot of details to learn about the code space. We don't use the code space as mainstream because we have one code space that has also the dot files, and then we add the repos, as you can see here, that we need to reach, and this repo they just live in a workspace. So here you will have repo 1, repo 2, repo 3, repo 4, and with the token that you create, you can read and write this repo. And then we have said that out of the box, the code space will take 30 minutes to start, so better to create it from the Montaigne organization. And then after you fork it, you can enable in settings the pre-build, and then this is still building. And after it builds, you will be able to work independently from the Montaigne repo, and you will be able to modify, add your configure customization if you want, and continue from there. Then we made a commit, a couple of mistakes here and there, but long story short, everything works as expected. And then we found a couple of bugs that I will fix after this video. Okay, so thank you everybody, and have fun.